back. Welcome back. Welcome to another episode of
Race Rats Podcast. Finally get to say it.
Yeah.
I've been waiting for like 5 minutes. Oh, she has a moment. But welcome back.
It was funny. It was funny. Welcome to OzGP Week. That's the most exciting thing. Sorry, behind us we're watching something. A fake Formula One documentary, and that was at the OzGP because that was the OzGP trophy. But yes, welcome back to OzGP Week. We have watched the race.
And there is a lot to talk about.
It's a lot to talk about. Last week, I said I had hopes for this week. Last episode. Oh my god, it's been 2 weeks. I said that I wanted this to be a 5 out of 5 lights race, and boy, did we get a 5 out of 5 lights race.
Absolutely did.
This was also the first race G has got to watch in full, live.
First start to finish race, and it did not disappoint. I was really hoping it wouldn't be like, boring race, but yeah, it absolutely was not, for sure.
And she also got my live reactions. She's never seen
on
that
camera.
on camera, but also you've never seen to that extent.
Yeah.
I'm a passionate gal when it comes to the vroom vrooms.
Crying in the corner.
I was
crouching on the floor,
crying in the corner. Anon, please, likely place for her to be. No, we've had a big week. Funnily enough, because obviously we talk about F1 here, we talk about the feeder series when we can. But another thing that we usually talk about is paddock gossip. This week, don't really have any paddock gossip. Oh my god, that's Christian Horner. Yeah, it's terrifying, right? Is it jump scare? Jump scare.
He looks better older, to be honest.
Yeah, I agree. I don't know how he pulled the spike. You said that. You spoke too soon.
Okay.
Take it back.
Yeah, I take it back.
We didn't have much paddock gossip this week. There is only one thing that happened in the paddock this week, which we will speak more about when it comes down to speaking about the race weekend. And that was the unfortunate Williams situation. We will start today with a bit of feeder series chat. So I don't have much notes for this week. It was very kind of uneventful for the most part. For the feature race, so P1, 2, and 3 for F2 was Isaac Hadjar, Paul Aaron in P2. He is got to be one of my little favorites. He's doing well.
Is feeder series like F2?
Yes, feeder series is F2.
Okay. Feeder? Feeder series?
Feeder series.
Oh, I get it.
Because
it
feeds into F1.
Yeah, makes sense. I was
still learning. Yeah, I told you, she's learning everything every week. And then Zane Maloney P3. I think I said this last episode, but Paul Aaron is definitely one to watch. He is doing so well for a rookie. Here, this is quite funny. All I've written down for it is Tosolov dick move.
Oh.
I did briefly tell you about this before. This was Nicholas Tosolov, who is an Alpine Academy driver, going into the side and throwing another driver into a wall because he was unhappy that he was impeding their lap. He wasn't. I think it was a childish move. I think Alpine need to deal with that situation a little bit better. I think the FIA needed to deal with it better. All he got was a slap on the wrist and like a 3 grid penalty. So it's not even worth it. But yeah, that's all I really have to say about the feeder series this week. It was more of an eventful week for F1 than it was for the feeder series. I do hope to see a bit more action in the coming weeks for those. F1 though, we've had a very, very interesting week. Pulling up my little notes. We had free practice 1, making me very happy, with Lando Norris in P1.
Woohoo!
You got to see my live reaction of Lando today. How was that? Good one.
It was shocking.
It was. You didn't see that coming. P2 Verstappen. I'm already mincing my words, chewing those vowels. Chewing James vowels. Oh, not in that way. That sounded wrong. That game of golf. I'm sorry.
Take that back right now.
James Vowles, you're a very respectable man, and you're for the girlies. Thank you for your service. Anyway, moving on. P3, George Russell. Thank you. Got that out. Free practice 2 and free practice 3 saw the same top 3 spots, like same results both times, which was Leclerc P1, Verstappen P2, Sainz P3. So Verstappen in P2. Hang on, please. Likely place for Verstappen to be.
Yeah.
That's just going to be the ongoing thing today. I hope you know that. Anything that happens is going to be likely place for him to be. Then we had the starting grid qualifying, which did get changed around because Perez did get a penalty. So the official starting grid was Verstappen, Sainz, Norris. Thank you. Perez did have, I think, P3, P2, P3, and due to his penalty, dropped down to P6. And we got Piastri to P5. Thank you. Thank you. Someone that wasn't in qualifying or in the starting grid at all, as I briefly touched on before with the Williams situation, was unfortunately Logan Sargent. Moment of silence for Logan Sargent.
He was done real dirty, I think.
Yeah. Albon chewing it into a wall in P1 in the same corners he messed up last year. I understand it happens. We all know it happens. You know, the sport is notorious for it. Everyone was struggling out on that track with the free practices and qualifying. Yeah. The fact that he totaled that car and instead of
punishing him for his mistake.
Yeah, it's not even a punish. Look, no one should be punished for it. It was a mistake. But the fact that Sargent was taken out for the weekend so Albon could have the car, I understand the team wanting to maximize points. It's a Williams, though. It's not chasing points. I'm sorry to say this. It's not chasing points. You want Sargent to prove himself, but you won't give him the chance to.
Like taking his car off him?
Yeah.
That's just, like Jay was saying earlier, even Red Bull wouldn't do that. Like, they will, in the past, you said, like, Verstappen's had no car, and they still haven't taken it off Perez.
Yeah.
Like,
and they did it back when Danny Rick was in the team as well.
And Verstappen is for sure chasing points. Like, if Red Bull wouldn't do it, why would Williams do it?
Yeah, you wouldn't see, I hate to say it, but you wouldn't see McLaren give up Oscar's car for Lando's car for Oscar. Whether it's home race or not this weekend, you wouldn't have seen that happen. It would have been, okay, we're down a car. But also, the biggest point of this is why did they not have their backup chassis here?
So they could make repairs. Like, why not? Why would they bring nothing with them?
Like, it's a track that's notorious for having things like this happen. Why would you not have the parts you would more than likely need? It is very, very sad to see. I'm not very impressed with it. I feel so bad for Sargent. Again, this is my puppy dog issue of I see him as a puppy dog and I feel like I have to protect him. But for somebody trying to prove themselves and be in a team that's telling him he needs to prove himself, not letting him prove himself is kind of the worst thing you could have done. Sorry, Williams. That was, But I do feel bad for both sides. This is not on Albon. He didn't,
Yeah, it wasn't his decision.
Yeah, it was a team decision. It is Albon's birthday weekend, so it was not, nobody wants that to happen on their birthday weekend. And it seems to be a bit of a birthday curse. We're seeing this happened last year as well, of when it was a driver's birthday weekend, they'd DNF or crash or have something really bad go wrong. So it seems to be a bit of a birthday curse.
Just don't have a birthday when you're racing.
Yeah. Well, Lando's birthday was the week of Vegas,
Oh,
and we saw how
really?
that went.
What happened then again? I can't remember.
Lando's massive crash.
Oh, yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
that was
I
his birthday
remember.
week. So yeah, birthday curse seems to be more and more real every year. Um, yeah, so that did see Sargent out of the race. Unfortunately, um, hoping he's back for Suzuka, hoping they send those parts off to Grove and get them back or get the spare chassis back in time for Suzuka. I do not think it's fair Sargent's out a second race for a mistake he didn't even make.
But also, as we'll probably touch on later, that decision made by Williams didn't really pay off at all in the end, anyway.
I didn't say it. I thought it, but I didn't say
So,
it.
well, I said
Um,
it.
Williams, you were never chasing points. You were
Yeah.
chasing positions. Sargent could have chased those positions. And with what we end up seeing in the race, I think Sargent could have done well.
Yeah.
Anyway, speaking of the race, speaking of the race, speaking of the race, we had 3 DNFs. When I say it's a 5 out of 5 lights race, I meant it's a 5 out of 5 race. Oh my god, I don't think we've had this much excitement in any race yet.
I was mind blown. I was so shocked by how the race began.
Her first full race, her first live race, getting to watch it like live timing, and having that much action.
Yeah.
Insane. Crazy gal. Um, first DNF being the 3-time world champion and just reigning champion of every race so far, Max Verstappen, who I do feel bad for because obviously, nobody wants to DNF, first of all.
Lap 3. Like,
Start of the race for an issue not even caused by him. It was literally
his wheel was on fire.
His brake caught. His rear brake caught fire.
I was just like in shock. Like the race literally just started, and then I see like Verstappen's car is on fire, and he's just dropping dropping places, and then see that he's out immediately. Like that is insane because it's kind of a given these days that Max is gonna he's gonna be on the podium or he's gonna win, and that's kind of what I was expecting, but it was.
We didn't get that today.
Huge
we
shock.
didn't get the F1 outro today. The Dutch anthem.
No.
It's okay, I'll still
Kinda
listen to it this
sad,
week.
But
I'll still listen to it at some point this week, let's be honest. The other reason I was a little bit sad is I did find out just before we started filming this. Obviously, Lil P was in the paddock in the garage this week. It was her first race. If you don't know who P is, that is his kind of stepdaughter, his partner Kelly Piquet, her daughter with Daniel Kvyat. Penelope, very, very adorable little gal. If you've ever watched Max's Red Line streams, she loves to torment him. That is me as a child, let me tell you. Out here, chaotic. You know what? She would be a leash child.
A leash child.
She'd be a leash child. She'd be, those things are like, look at that person as a child. Do you think they bit ankles? She would have been an ankle biter. Me too, though. So,
but were leashes, like child leashes, around when you were a kid? Probably not.
I don't think so because I feel like if they were, I would have been a leash child.
Been on one, yeah, absolutely.
My brother would have been a leash child. My brother should have been a leash child. There's a lot of stories for that. Anyway, yes, it was her first race, and unfortunately, Max DNFing so early on as well obviously wasn't what they would have wanted. But she also knows that Max is an insanely talented driver, so I don't think this is really going to affect her opinion of him. Again, we know it was nothing heated.
Yeah, as much as it was an exciting thing to happen because of the opportunities it opened for like the other drivers and everything, it still is sad for Max because, as much as he's won a lot of races, it still means a lot to him to race and to like stop like just as it's begun. It would be pretty sad, and you could see on his face how frustrated and disappointed and mad he was about it all. But being the good sport that he is, he went I don't know what the name of the place is. Where did he go? The
Oh, he changed and went straight to the pit wall.
Yeah, that's the word.
He changed and went straight to the pit wall to talk strategy and I guess help out the team.
Didn't hide away or anything. He just
respectable.
Yeah.
Lots of respect for Max Verstappen. I know he is very much painted as a villain, but if you've ever actually paid attention to that man for more than 5 minutes, seems like quite a sweetheart. Biggest thing I have to say about him is that his F1 hobby is getting in the way of his sim racing career.
Yeah.
It's okay, he's got a week off to go sim racing now. It's fine. I will not be surprised if at like 2 a.m. I get a notification on my phone being
Please
like, Team
do.
Redline is live, and it's just
Wow.
Verstappen sim racing again.
Passionate. I like that.
That's his job.
Yeah.
F1 is a hobby. It's really getting in the way of his real career here. Second DNF of the race, Lewis Hamilton. That's two.
Another big shocker.
Yeah, two world champions out before half the race has even been completed. Once again, not by driver error. It was an engine failure.
Yeah.
Engine failure. So quite upsetting for Mercedes there. Quite upsetting for Hamilton being his last year with Mercedes. And if we're being totally honest, not doing well.
Yeah, they haven't really been up there.
Yeah, but it's not them as a team because we've seen Russell pull some very good stats. I just don't know what's going on. Unfortunately, my nose is so itchy.
It was an odd thing that happened though with the engine failure. It literally, as the commentator said, it looks like it just switched off.
Yeah, it happens quite often.
Like it just, yeah, that's odd.
It happens quite often. So yes, horrible news there for Hamilton. 2 world championships, 10 between them. Gone.
I'm sad about that because I quite like Hamilton, but things happen.
We felt for our friend though. Our friend that was actually there at the race. He
big Hamilton fan.
Big Hamilton fan. He did get me a video of a McLaren driving past, so that's the highlight of my day.
Shout out Tom.
Shout out McLaren. I've got a lot of McLaren pride today. Another bad pit stop for Bottas. What the heck is going on, Sauber?
Yeah, it was a weird one. It was like really slow.
Really slow for no reason. Bad pit stop for Ocon. I think it was Ocon. When he's no, it was Ocon when the tire. It was Ocon. It was Ocon when the tire got stuck.
And it was smoking, and they still sent him out. Like, surely that's not safe.
I was like, which Alpine was that? It was Ocon. Almost another DNF there. But yeah, horrible pit stop for that, which again, just a car issue. The other Alpine, I know we're used to saying 5-second penalty for Ocon. It was 5-second penalty for Gasly today for passing the pit exit line, an unsafe release. I think we just change it from 5-second penalty to Ocon to just 5-second penalty to Alpine. Alpine.
Penalize the team.
I'm really feeling for Alpine this year. You know, what I didn't tell you is, funnily enough, we've had such a shitty time with Alpine that their hospitality in Australia had a sinkhole form in front of it.
I'm sorry, what?
Yeah, there was a sinkhole in front of their hospitality. Alpine's having a bad year.
Actual sinkhole.
Yeah, there's photos of it. It's so funny.
I didn't know we had those here.
Yeah, it's just when ground gives in underneath. But yeah, Alpine had a sinkhole, which really attests to how their year is going.
So odd. That is such a random thing to happen.
Yeah.
Bit unfortunate.
And of course, it happened to Alpine.
Yeah.
Sorry to say. And our third DNF of the race. Our third DNF of the race.
At the very end.
Last lap again. George Russell. Not his fault. It did come out after the race, and this did change the race standings. It was caused by unsafe driving by Alonso. Nasty crash though. Car on its side. I think it was quite heartbreaking to hear his onboard of him desperately pleading for that red flag.
And of course they didn't
They
give
didn't red
him.
flag it. I don't like that happened. That poor man was in the middle of the track, sideways, and instead of making sure he was safe, we were just worried about it being last lap. That's a whole other thing.
It was interesting though, because on the live stream, I couldn't quite see the crash between him and Alonso. Like if it was even crash, it was like unsafe driving or something. But I
Yeah.
remember seeing some debris fly from Russell's car, and I could not figure out how it had just like sent flying, but it was odd, and it was quite scary actually to see it just like rolling and stuff.
Yeah. Once again, we say thank you for the invention of the halo.
Yeah, good thing. Yeah, luckily he was fine and could walk out of it.
Yeah. Again, thank you for the halo. Um, by the way, if you do hear anything in the background of this, my dogs are sleeping and snoring. I say that and there was just one loud snore come out. I feel like one of these episodes, I'm gonna have to bring one of them out to like
introduce.
Yeah.
Who's that?
Who's on the floor?
Yeah.
That's Ghost. That's Phantasma. You good?
Eyes are open.
You good, pretty gal?
Sleeping with
Race stats. Most went for about a two pit stop kind of race. We did see, obviously, with the DNF, we did see no Red Bull podium, no Dutch anthem. Instead, we saw Carlitos. We saw Carlos Sainz de Vasquez. We saw, wait, no, sorry.
Carlos.
What is it? Carlos Sainz Vasquez de Castro. And that's just the part that I can remember. No, seriously, his name is like 20 names long. It's a Spanish thing. P1, our race winner. We got the lovely Spanish anthem.
He deserves it so much.
From hospital bed 2 weeks ago to top of the podium today.
Superman or something.
And you saw him out of the car. He's still not 100%. He's still in quite a lot of pain. Obviously, he was tested by the FIA on Thursday to make sure that he was race ready, and that it was going to be safe for him, that he could jump out of the car had anything happened, anything like that. He did pass all the tests, so he's well enough for that. Obviously, it doesn't distract from him still being in pain and still recovering, and just winning.
And he held that position
since lap 2.
Since lap 2, he just held it strong. Like there was not really any chance of Leclerc or anyone else overtaking him. It was it was a solid win. But of course that means Leclerc was in second place, which is exciting for me.
And I got P3 with Norris, so I'm happy. I got two of my favorite drivers, my top 2 favorite drivers, on the podium, and got a Carlando podium.
And Piastri was P4 too.
And Piastri was P4.
Yeah.
And Piastri was P4.
So it was like double Ferrari, double McLaren.
I loved it. I obviously am sad Piastri didn't get a home race podium.
Yeah, I was rooting for that, to be honest. As much as I'm happy for Lando for P3, I was really wanting Piastri to be on the podium for his home race. But he did the best he could.
I'm so eepy.
Snoopy?
I'm so eepy. Yeah, no, obviously very, very happy about Piastri. Getting us those points. P3 and 4 for McLaren does see us sit in P3 of the constructors now. Insane. Love that. See, now you're eepy. Not just me being eepy. It is, yeah, it has been a big day. I've exuded so much energy today.
It is exhausting watching the race and the stress and the excitement of it all. Like afterwards, I feel like catatonic. I'm just exhausted.
And I do this 24 weekends a year.
I couldn't do it for my health. I couldn't do it. I could just like watch it afterwards.
Once again, if anyone knows any good therapists, cough cough, Charlotte Claire. Thank you.
When him is your therapist?
No, I need his therapist. I'm sorry, Charles Leclerc is a therapist.
give me therapy, please.
I'm not French. Okay.
That's your session for today.
That's our session for today. Okay. No, oh my god, no, now you just put it into my head. Charles Leclerc and Pierre Gasly as therapists, and it's just a whole heap of aggressive French yelling.
I mean, yelling is therapeutic sometimes.
No, it's them French yelling either at each other or at me, and I'm scared of that. So aggressively French. So aggressively French. Love you, Pierre Gasly, sorry. Pierre. No, now that's gonna come back into my head. I've done well with not thinking about that for a few hours. We did see Fernando Alonso get a penalty for causing that Russell crash.
Shh. I thought you were gonna sneeze.
No, I was. Thank you. Yeah, we did see Alonso get a penalty for causing that Russell crash, which did see him drop from P6 to P8. We did see Yuki Tsunoda in the points.
Whoa.
Go Yuki.
We like Yuki.
We like Yuki. I think I look obviously.
Angry little Japanese.
The other day, his radio calls absolutely. Obviously, the other week we did talk about the incident that happened between him and Ricardo, and I still stand by what I said there. It was immature and it shouldn't have happened. That's not anything on Yuki. That's not me hating on Yuki. I still think Yuki is a fantastic driver, and I'm very, very happy to see that V-carb in the points. Someone else in the points that we weren't expecting, double in the points, Haas.
Yeah, that was quite unexpected actually, and it happened later on in the race too, wasn't it? Because they weren't doing too well.
Yeah.
In the beginning. Get to the point.
Definitely. No, they were doing okay. Didn't expect them to be in the points. As I've been saying all day about pretty much everything that has happened in this race, what is the polar bear doing in Arlington, Texas?
I don't understand.
You've never seen that meme?
No, I don't.
What's the polar bear doing in Arlington, Texas? Okay.
I'm uncultured.
Okay. Yeah, I didn't expect to see double Haas points. But hey, we did.
It's a shame about Kick Sauber as well, though. They ended up I don't know what place, but they weren't in the
They
points.
were 14th and 15th.
And I was kind of rooting for Valtteri Bottas, the honorary Australian, because
with his special Australian helmet that he had for this weekend.
It's a bit sad, but
Sausage Sanger. Sausage. Did you see his helmet?
Yeah, I did.
Yeah, the Sausage Sanger helmet.
Cute.
So love it.
So he said it.
Sausage Sanger.
Sausage Sanger. You sound so British. A sausage sanger.
Okay.
And now I'm just imagining George Russell saying it.
Actually, yeah, no. If any, I think out of all the British drivers, he is the most British.
Yeah, he just gives off posh British vibes.
With what's been going on with the royal family, him reposting on his story the other day, Kate Middleton's thing, being like sending love to you and the fam, like he's on their Christmas card list
or something. He meets them for supper club or whatever.
I lost it. That was so funny. That was so golden. Yeah, no, we did see the Sauber boys in 14th and 15th. We saw Alpine in 13. I saw Gasly in 13.
Mm-hmm.
We saw Ocon in 16. How did the Alpine get to 13? I mean, there was 3 DNFs and 1 DNS, but
DNS
did not start. Sargent.
Oh, okay.
Because he wasn't in the race. That's a DNS.
I thought it was gonna be like did not survive or something. Like that's intense.
You're like, did we watch the same race?
Yes.
Shit. Okay. No, yeah, we did see Gasly up into P13. The other Aussie not having a great weekend, Danny Rick, did only finish 12. I mean, considering he came from the back of the grid from qualifying, yeah, we'll leave it at that. Unfortunately, it is not his season so far.
Yeah,
it
hasn't really been for a while though.
We don't talk about that.
Okay.
No, we can talk about that. As I said to you earlier today, it seems, I hate to say this as a Danny Rick supporter. I mean, you can't see it from the bee, the butterfly. I'm wearing a honey badger shirt. I have butterflies tattooed up my spine as a subtle homage to the "Enjoy the Butterflies" Danny Rick quote. So I am a supporter of him. Um, but ever since he left Red Bull, it seems to be he lost that confidence and he's just not performing like he used to. And I think that is very much mental warfare on himself, of just, as I said, losing that confidence, not being able to find the right grip in that car because it's just not comfortable for him like the Red Bull was. I don't think we really have much else to say about the race other than I am still so happy and just absolutely glowing about the Carlando podium. Um, yeah, I'm speechless. I'm ecstatic. Carlos Sainz P1, Lando Norris P3, and
And
you got Leclerc
also
P2.
the very, very cute radio message from Carlos.
Oh,
What was it? He said, "Tell Charles to."
tell Charles to come closer so we can celebrate this one together.
Like, that is so wholesome and such a team moment. Like,
This might be his last season with Ferrari. Ferrari might have done him dirty.
yeah,
And as I said, he's entering his reputation era this year. This is he's not driving for Ferrari anymore. He's driving for Carlos Sainz.
yeah, which
Um,
is probably why
but
he
in saying that,
won.
yeah, which is exactly, he's got nothing to prove, but everything to prove. Nothing to prove in he's got nothing to prove to them anymore, but everything to prove, as in showing them what they're losing. Which is a phenomenal driver, if I'm being honest. Um, and I will be honest when it comes to Carlos Sainz. Um, but yes, it was very, very wholesome team moment. We also got Smooth Operator radio
It was
karaoke.
a smooth
Smooth Operator.
operation.
Thank you, Carlos Sainz, for always giving us that one.
That was cute. It was my first time actually seeing it live, so
I
that
was
was a
oh
big moment for me.
the moment I knew that was coming,
The
cheering.
thing is, though, bloody KO was like 5-10 minutes behind, so she was seeing like live updates on Twitter or whatever.
Yeah, no, it was the Lando chat. It was the Lando chat feeding me more like fast updates than we were
And
getting on
she's
the
saying all this
TV.
stuff that's happening. I'm like, what? Where?
Streets are saying.
Wait, hold on.
Streets are saying. Yeah, no, absolutely crazy. KO in Australia, not doing well for streaming.
And
And
binge, to be honest.
yeah, well, I mean, they're run
They're
by the same.
connected, so
But yes, they
fix
did.
your game.
They did see us fall quite behind on that stream. Luckily, I was keeping live updates on my phone as well.
And to
Um,
have it like stopping lagging every like 5 minutes as well, like
I'd see the thing of like Hamilton DNFing, and it was like 3 minutes later that finally happened for us, and I
yeah.
was like, well, I saw it coming. So, oops. Yeah, no, I did keep the live timing up on my phone as well, just to keep an eye on that. But yeah, I don't think we've got anything else to say about the race. So ecstatic about it. Happy home race.
It was a good race, very entertaining.
I'm ecstatic. One thing, actually, no, one other thing is Lando Norris, good luck charm. Max Futrell. Max Futrell, you better keep your little ass in that McLaren garage for the rest of the season. He was at Singapore 23 as well in the garage.
Oh yeah, right. So he's just gonna come to
Carlando
every
podiums
race.
come with Max Futrell. Sorry, Max, give up your streaming career or stream from the road. You've been streaming from Australia anyway, from the road. You're joining McLaren's team to be in that garage every week. Thank you.
Just be there, do nothing.
You're our favorite wag. You're my favorite wag. So here's what it is. Speaking of wags, now that we're done with the race talk, we're going to talk about the gossip talk. As I said, not much paddock talk this week. Really nothing other than the Williams thing. There was a lot of outside the race and prior to the race weekend starting that we did get. As I said, Wag, my other favorite Wag, was in Australia, living her best life. Kika Gomez, her and Pierre apparently had a phenomenal time in Sydney.
Nice.
She loves Sydney now. She wants to come back here. I would love for her
Sydney
to.
has that kind of spell on people.
Yeah, and so is Melbourne though.
Yeah.
Australia in general, I think.
Yeah, I think so.
We're used to it. We live here, but everyone else that comes here seems to like it.
They're
That's
like, oh my god,
crazy.
it's amazing. We have to come back and live here.
Yeah. Her and Pierre
Everybody's
had a
do. Yeah.
fantastic week though. And I would love to see Kika come back here because I adore Kika. We also saw today, she only touched down today. She made it in time for race day. Oscar's partner, Lily.
She's pretty.
She
She has
is a
amazing
Disney
hair.
princess. I'm her biggest hype woman in Oscar's comments. You can find my comments getting top likes in his comment section when
Yeah.
they're about Lily. Um,
I just wish I had her hair.
I
So
know,
long
so
and
long
so
and pretty.
nice.
And she, you know, she's really, really smart. She's starting to be an engineer.
What?
Yeah, she's really, really
I
smart.
bet she's a girl's girl.
Oh, she absolutely is. She's very. Her and Oscar, from what I've seen, are very suited to each other because they're both very much introverts, both very smart and
Very
focused on their
intelligent.
careers.
Yeah. I like that. I like people that are driven and focused.
I think they're a perfect pairing, and yeah, I just adore Lily. She made it today. Very glad to see her in the paddock. Um, and then yeah, Kelly and he were both there as well, which was unfortunate for Max, with what happened. As I said, there was a lot of drama during the week though. Max Futrell, as I've said, living his best life in Melbourne, streaming for Quadrant. They filmed quite a bit of Quadrant content with Keegan Palmer, their Quadrant athlete, the skateboarder, the Olympic skateboarder. He is a Gold Coast boy. He grew up in
Nice.
Gold Coast. Yeah, they filmed quite a bit of content with that. They had a karting video. Max was filming a skateboarding video, which I think is still due to come out. But we saw a bit of behind the scenes on Twitch the other day while he was streaming, which was love to see. Again, great memes. Speaking of memes and Max Futrell, caught so many times lacking. That man can't be photographed without being turned into a meme. That man is a walking meme.
He just lives meme.
Like there was my favorite thing is he was not going off, jokingly going off in his stream the other day about being violated with this photo. Basically someone had gone to take a photo with Lando in Melbourne, and he's like, "Let me move out of the frame, like I look awkward behind." And the photo, he still got captured lacking, and the photo went viral.
It's looking like a
It
Sasquatch
looks
out there.
Bigfoot sighting. Gonna tell my children that was Bigfoot. Love that. I'm gonna tell my children that was Tony Stark. Actually, the glasses he was wearing looked like Tony
That's
Stark.
Iron Man. That's him.
That's Iron Man caught in the same room. Have you ever seen Max Futrell and Iron Man in the same room? Don't think so. Absolutely hilarious. Loved that. We did also realize that we are the Max and Lando duo for real, because the amount of like when I'm doing the editing, let me tell you, the amount of I can see it happening right now.
What?
The memeable moments I can make out of G's face.
Oh, God.
Very Max coded. And I have the really bad Lando habit of I tilt my head. I tilt my head. I'm like, no, it's like a puppy dog that's listening. I know mine do it all the time. But she's looking at me. You got one. What the hell is that?
She
What
looks
the
like
hell is that?
God.
Good. Give us a pause up if you're good.
Oh, you got a tail
We
wag.
got tail wag. That's good enough. Yeah, I do the unfortunate thing of I tilt my head a lot. So you're a walking meme. I tilt my head, and we're a bestie duo. The Max and Lando duo for real. Speaking of Lando, speaking of Max, I could talk about Max all day.
Lax and Mando.
Um,
Sorry, I hated that.
yeah,
I hated saying that.
not gonna even comment on that. Speaking of Lando, bit of controversy around him again this week. I feel like this is gonna be a weekly thing.
Every week.
What strays has Lando caught this week?
What did everyone hate that he did this week that anyone else could do and not get hate for?
Breathed. No. I have okay, I think we've spoken about it in the podcast before. Of my love language is bullying. I love to affectionately bully. I am so mean to the people I love because that's how I show my affection. Ask G. I bully her all the time, but with love. Same with Lando. I will comment on anything of his and be an absolute rat bitch. And that is always said out of love. Um, that is my favorite driver, ladies and gentlemen. And I am very proud of that, but I will bully the hell out of him for funsies. Um, I have been bullying that man since the Lando.MOV account came out. Oh, we're never going to say that. I mean, Silverstone GP account has literally acknowledged me making jokes about that at their expense, being like, so this is why he never posted. That's why.
Oh.
So I make jokes about that all the time, and it's been a while since we got a Lando JPEG dump. Um, and his week in Melbourne, not only was that man absolutely glowing out on the streets of Melbourne, all the fan photos I saw, Melbourne is his vibe. The air in there is just making him fit, fabulous, flirty, glowing,
Fun.
a Greek god. I mean, it already was, but
Yeah, I was just going with the alliteration, okay?
yeah, I was gonna say whatever. It did see us get two Lando.mov posts,
What is that
and
mauve?
it's his little like video account.
Oh,
So okay, Lando holds 3 Instagram accounts that he
it's a lot
runs.
of work.
Well, yeah, he hasn't been posting on them.
Right.
There's been no work put into them. You've got obviously his Lando Norris account, which is his main account. You've got his Lando.jpg account, which is photo dump account because he has a very, very expensive camera, which he takes very beautiful photos on, let me tell you. And he started at the end of last year the Lando.mov account. And we've all been waiting for a Lando.mov post. That's what I mean. I've been bullying him for months. And we got two. We got two from
Yay.
Melbourne. Thank you, Lando Norris. I don't know if you've suddenly remembered your password or you were just waiting for Melbourne.
Is that those nice graffiti ones?
That was on his JPEG account.
Oh.
Yeah, that was the photo. Yes, we also got a JPEG dump, which was absolutely incredible. Thank you so much. We got some phenomenal photos out of those. Very, very Melbourne core. Very cute. I definitely changed my background with one of those. His little, as you were just saying, the heart graffiti alleyway photos. I thought they were so aesthetic. I changed my background to that. No shame. One of the first Lando.mov that he posted though, there was it was a literal flash through of it. By the way, those videos are very aesthetic and very well done. I would love to pick his brain on how he did those and why he's decided to do it in that style. There was a flash of him ordering a fruity little drink from Starbucks, a fruity little shaken tea. And my God, did the internet go ablaze on the fact that he is supporting Starbucks when Starbucks should be cancelled and all this stuff. And then everyone's like, there's so many coffee shops around Melbourne he could have gone to. Okay, sure. But was he drinking a coffee, ladies and gentlemen? Drinking a fruity little shaken tea, gal. And it's, like, I understand. I'm not saying with what is going on in the world, we shouldn't be more aware. But he wasn't doing it to be malicious. It was probably just on his route. Also, Starbucks is all over the world. It's probably the only thing that he knows is common.
A lot of people are still unaware as well of like the correlation between certain brands and the issues happening. So it's very very well that he just didn't know and he knows Starbucks and went there and just got a drink. Like, and of course there are ways of educating people without
if you want to educate the driver, that's exactly
without attacking them and belittling them and saying it was a personal attack.
And that's exactly what we said last episode of it's the snoring's getting louder in the background. Why is someone squished in the wall?
Comfy.
I don't think that is comfy anymore. That's definitely Ghost snoring too. Ghost or Pumpkin. Yeah, there's ways to educate these people. Again, like I said last episode, they're human.
People make mistakes or do things, and
But as I've said, I think every episode of this so far, Lando catches strays for everything at this point, and it's kind of just getting depressing. Like, that poor man can't do anything without suddenly somebody ripping into him for something. Educate them, don't belittle them.
Even like the photo that he posted in the graffiti wall, There was the
Oh,
thing that in
yeah.
tiny writing somewhere in the wall there was
There was a slur.
unfortunately a slur written there. Obviously, it wasn't Lando who wrote it there himself. He most likely didn't even notice it was there.
I didn't notice it until somebody
But
pointed it out,
because
and
it
I'd been
happened,
studying those
yeah,
photos.
because it happened to be in the same picture with him, um,
Copped it.
yeah, he copped it for that existing. And it's unfortunate that it was there, and it doesn't make it okay because it was there before him, but still, like, yeah, he shouldn't cop cop it for something that had nothing to do with him, that he probably was completely unaware
I have nothing more to add to that. That's exactly
of.
what I meant. Thank you. I feel like the more I defend Lando, it just looks like bias because he is my favorite driver. But it's not even that.
No, it's
It's the
just
fact that, unfortunately, my
yeah.
favorite driver is the one that cops it the most. I'm sorry, but if any of these others behaved like this, they would not be copying it this same way. As I said, Lando being out and about in Melbourne, he was fine, fresh, fierce, flirty, glowing, all of those, meeting fans left, right, and center. Also being stalked by fans. We get it. You want to meet your favorite drivers. Dude,
Icky.
I would have loved to meet him if I was down in Melbourne,
We
you
don't
know?
do stalking in these days. Like, it's
No. But,
2024.
like, not only was he being stalked, he was being followed back to the hotel. He was being crowded to the point I saw a video where they had to drive almost into a wall to get him right up against an elevator. And he was still kind enough to reach out and sign a few things for fans who were crowding the car in this, like, I'm pretty sure it was the hotel car park. And then it came out that a spreadsheet had been made leaking the drivers and teams' hotels.
Jeez, I haven't heard about this.
Yeah. And they were trying to share it around and be like, oh, if you have any information, add it. No, no, no. That's not what we're doing. That is illegal. That is illegal, ladies and
Yeah,
gentlemen.
very, very. It's also like those influences you mentioned.
I'll get to that one in a minute.
Yeah,
But I'm just going over this side
yeah,
first.
yeah.
Unfortunately, yes, they had their hotels leaked. That's nasty.
That's an
Don't do
invasion of
that.
privacy.
This is 2024 in our grown ass age. Please do not be leaking drivers' hotels. These aren't, I remember this being a thing back in the days when like One Direction and Justin Bieber and that were really, really big. I sound so old right now. I am old, but like,
Well, I was
you
at
know,
that age as well, though, with their
that's what I
stuff.
mean. It's like
I was
it's
hugely obsessed with One
yeah, and
Direction.
that used to be a massive thing back then.
Yeah.
These are Formula One drivers. Again, big fan, big fan. If I could have met them, I would have too. Not saying that. But these are sports heroes. These
Mm.
aren't pop stars. These are men, these are rich men who drive around in fancy fast cars, which I wish I could do. Why are we stalking them? I get they're pretty.
Mm.
We all know they're pretty.
That's the odd thing about Formula One, though. I think it has this really similar atmosphere and appeal
Ever since
as
Drive to Survive.
yeah. Well, that's yeah. I think that's very true. But like, it's very. I can see like I used to be a very big K-pop stan. I was like completely well and deep into the whole world, and I see so many similarities between Formula One and that. I left the whole K-pop thing because it got extremely toxic. It was damaging my mental health, how much I was obsessed, and the body standards, that kind of stuff. I still listen to it like for fun on occasion. I have nothing against it, but I'm not as deep into it. But I see so many dangerous similarities between the crazy fans with that and with F1, like with the stalking and the like leaking hotel rooms and all that. And even like when they arrive in airports, being there to like just mob them, all that kind of stuff. And
Yeah, because Leclerc and Sainz, I know especially, they got there was crowds at the airport for them.
yeah,
I think no one else knew when the others were coming in. I don't know how they were known. But yeah, it's 2024. We don't do
yeah,
that. Cut it out.
it's weird the kind of atmosphere around it.
Cut it out. We've had enough.
Mm.
Um, I'm not going to harp on that anymore. Just be more respectful of the drivers. Speaking about respect for the drivers, as you just briefly touched on, and I said come back to, there was two influencers that were invited to the Mercedes garage over the weekend. And I'm getting really sick of these influencers being invited and then ruining it for everyone. Invite fans that actually want to be there. I think that would make the world of difference to a fan. Instead of an influencer who knows nothing about it, there's no need for it. Anyway, these two influencers got invited to Mercedes Garage, and I woke up this morning to a video having been released from them of George Russell pissing in a urinal. I can't say the word. Pissing in a urinal. I don't want to say the word. Sorry, I shouldn't have to say this.
Yeah, it's everything about it is disgusting. It's illegal for one, like filming someone
in a bathroom.
It's an invasion of privacy. That should be enough. You don't watch someone in a bathroom, let alone film them. Like it's so wrong on so many levels.
Poor man still had his race suit on. What are you doing? Give him a minute.
And the fact that they were invited by Mercedes, like,
to
be there.
Like, it would. Okay, here's the thing. It would have been bad enough if it was a fan that did it. Like, that would have set everyone off. And the thing is, male F1 fans love to belittle female F1 fans, say, well, what's wrong with the sport? That was two male influencers that posted that and thought that was funny and be like, why piss next to George Russell?
Why do they like to belittle female F1 fans? Is it because they think we're only in it for pretty drivers or whatever?
Yeah, because the drivers are hot.
And they think we know nothing about the cars.
I love watching my favorite drivers. They are so hot in those cars,
we were
under those
about
helmets.
This earlier. You literally see nothing. The whole race. It's literally a car. You can see a tiny person in it. They got a helmet on. Nothing. Like,
I find that so hot.
Watch it for the cars.
Lando looks so good like that.
Well, you can't see his
you know what he actually
anything.
does. That helmet is that helmet.
Don't reinforce.
Sorry, helmet. I'm here for the helmet. I'm not even here for Lando. I'm here for the helmet. No, it's crazy. It's absolutely a perk that the drivers are attractive men. That's, I'm not blind. I'm not gonna say that's not true, but I know I especially watch it for the racing. You got to witness me today being in my element. I did not. Okay, we're sitting on the couch to film this right now, right? I was not sitting on this couch during this race. I was sitting on the floor,
squatting on the floor like a goblin the whole time.
There's live footage of this. I was too involved in it to sit down. To sit down properly like a real human being. And that's what I mean. I do it because I love the sport. I love the thrill of the sport. It's something I wish I could have done in life. I think I'm a very fast driver. Catch me in my car. I'm a little mini Max Verstappen. Speed limits are just a recommendation.
Is that so?
Sorry, who did I let play F123 while I finished getting ready for this and got disqualified their first race because, in her words, I thought I could just crash into the other people like in Mario Kart.
Okay, but it was fun to go zoom on the video game, and also video game Max Verstappen was in my way, so I needed to shove him over. And maybe that caused him to go off the track. Hey teams,
if you want to beat Max, hire G.
Yeah,
put her in the car.
I'll shove him over for you.
I can't do this anymore. No, we're not blind. We understand how they look. Not going to deny that, but a lot of us are in it for the sport.
Yeah.
For the love of the sport. Again, I've said this before. I grew up loving motorsport. I was a MotoGP gal. I was a gal that rode dirt bikes herself. I'm going to sneeze. Oh.
Bless you.
I was a gal that rode dirt bikes herself. I loved the motorsport. I grew up a Red Bull girly. 2019, I moved over to McLaren for reasons. And it does disappoint me to see that we get such a bad rep. And it was male influencers that did this to George Russell today. So I hope they got banned for today. Because obviously this was filmed like yesterday or something if it came out overnight. I hope they got banned from paddock today, because what the hell? Do not film First of all, don't film anyone like that.
You don't film anyone without their consent, like, period. I get that they're like celebrities and they're racing and stuff and it's gonna be filmed, but if it's like a one-on-one thing, he's in a bathroom or just anywhere on his own, like,
Mans was still in his race
you
suit
shouldn't just be
pissing.
filming someone. Like, yeah, it's just wrong.
George Russell, don't worry, we got you.
Yeah.
On a lighter note, something that also came out with Australia this week, Valtteri Bottas. Valtteri Bottas.
Oh,
And
yeah.
his Uber car
Those
share
ads,
commercial.
I've seen the comments on them. A lot of people are like, this is a clown show. He's being so stupid. Like, honestly, he's a funny guy. Let him have fun.
Uber was literally wanted that ad for a reason. They wanted it to
And
be
if he
funny.
agreed to
Being
it
an
for a
honorary
reason,
Australian, Bottas perfect for it.
it's such a funny ad.
I think it the meat pie warmer,
Yeah,
the Kookaburra horn,
it's just very on brand. Like,
it was so good of an ad.
yeah,
Big props to Bottas for that.
yeah.
Love that man is an honorary Australian. I think he was at the Adelaide Motorsport Festival before he came over to Melbourne.
I love the way they describe it though in the ad. It's like very famous race car driver or something.
Yeah,
That's how they describe him.
that's him. I don't know what you mean.
Yep.
Yeah, I think he was at the Adelaide Motorsport Festival before he came over to Melbourne for the OSGP. With Gunther Steiner.
Yeah, it was
Gunther Steiner.
odd hearing his voice.
He was over at the Adelaide Festival. Me and Steph thought about doing a little day trip over to Adelaide to go see our
Skip work.
Fox Smash man, our little Fox Smash doorman. We love it. Glad to see Gunther Steiner still around the track. Love that man. Carlos Sainz recovery also this week. Obviously not being sure if he was going to race this week with still being in recovery. Very glad that he did get to. I know the other day he was apparently spotted out on a run with George Russell and someone else. Still looks very tender, but also looks in such high spirits, and I'm so glad to see him back. Again, winning today, just box. Oh,
What?
yeah, glad to see Carlos Sainz recovered so well. A little tangent there, because the little box, the radio call thing.
It was nice to see Carlos Sainz Sr. as well.
So glad to see Carlos Sainz Sr.
Very cute.
The video of I gotta move. I'm too excited. The video
jump scare. Close up.
The video of Carlos Sainz Sr. watching his son up on that podium and crying, little tears in his eyes, while Carlos Jr. looks down at his dad.
It's very cute. It's very heartwarming.
I'm gonna start crying again. I can't do it. It makes me so happy. I'm so glad that they have such a supportive relationship. I'm so glad that his dad is there to support him in his final year in Ferrari and be at all these races. And it's just so nice to see Carlos doing so well and being so proud to be like, look, Dad, look what I did. Like, oh, I don't want to cry again. I've cried enough about this. Fatherless behavior.
Sorry, that was a little bit harsh. You get to believe
How
me.
can I have daddy issues if my dad was never there? Make that make sense, ladies and gentlemen. Can't have issues if he's not there, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, we get it. Your dad went to Melbourne, we get it. I'm not going to comment on that. I think that's all the real gossip I had this week. Yeah. One thing that we keep meaning to talk about, and I always remember after we've done filming, The nicknames. You hear me refer to so many drivers by their nicknames, and you still haven't come to terms of who is who and why is why. So I'll just go over obviously the main ones. We've got George Russell as Mr. Saturday, because he usually does really, really well with qualifying on the Saturday and bottles it on the Sunday, unfortunately. I'm sorry, George Russell, I don't mean anything by it. What other ones have I mentioned to you? Pierre Gasly, Pierre, as Tripod. That one's a bit harder to explain. Basically, in a Grill the Grid episode, the drivers were asked, if they have any embarrassing nicknames or anything like that. And Pierre basically turned around and was like, I don't know, I get called Tripod sometimes. It's a sexual joke.
Yeah, I thought so.
Yeah. We'll leave that one at that one.
There's Checo as well.
Checo is because that's just a common Mexican nickname for his name.
Yeah.
So that's just kind of actually like an informal name for him rather than a nickname.
Yeah.
We've got Smooth Operator, Carlos Sainz.
Yeah, I know that one.
Because he's the smoothest operator. We have Prince of Monaco, Percival, Chuck Leclerc.
What?
What else do we have for him? Il Predestinado. I think there's more I'm forgetting for Charles Leclerc. Il Predestinado basically translates to the predestined, so the chosen one. Percival is because that's one of his middle names. It's like, I think his name is, I'm going to butcher this so bad, I'm going to forget which order it's in. It's Charles, Marc, Hervé, Percival, Leclerc. I feel like there's more to it. That's the main one I think I remember. I might be getting those wrong in like which way they go. What else did I say for him? Prince of Monaco, because he's basically just Monaco royalty. He grew up in Monaco, but I think even the actual Prince of Monaco sees Charles Leclerc more as the Prince of Monaco than himself. Chuck Leclerc, because of the Americanization of his name constantly being done. Chuck Leclerc. Charles Leclerc, because of a kid. Charles Leclerc. Chameleon Leclerc is my nickname for him, if anyone was wondering. I went through a little episode one time where I looked at a photo of him a little too closely and realized he resembles a chameleon to me.
He does so much, though.
I think his face is too symmetrical for me.
It's literally like a mirror. It's so perfectly symmetrical.
He reminds me of Chameleon, so now I call him Chameleon Leclerc. Lando has a few nicknames as well. Milk Boy. Show you the videos for that one day.
Milk Boy.
No Riz, because his last name's Norris and he's a little bit awkward if we are being honest.
You need to explain that one.
What are his other nicknames? He's got a few of them. Muppet, that's just like a common. Him and Carlos called each other Muppets all the time. It's more of a British slang thing.
That's cute. Yeah, you Muppet, you idiot.
Albono is Alex Albon, and he's Albono because their old race suits used to have their blood type on it, and him being so it would read Albono.
Why don't they have the blood types on anymore?
I don't know. Good question. I was wondering that the other day.
It's probably for like in case of an accident, like they know.
Yeah, that's why they used to have it. Yeah. I don't know why it's not there anymore. I think it should be back on there. Who else have we got? Oscar Piastri with Pastry Boy. That's just play on his last name.
Pastry Boy, I love that.
That's just play on his last name. Verstappen being
Mr. Worldwide. No, that's Pitbull. Sorry. Worldwide champion.
I'm sorry, you just remind me. Lando's last like LN4 collection was LN Worldwide, and it came out after his like winter break thing of him just traveling the fucking world. And it was jokes about him being Mr. Worldwide, Pitbull. That's the whole thing. Yeah, no, Max has Mad Max because obviously he was portrayed very, very poorly in Drive to Survive. and he looked like a really aggressive racer.
Yeah,
He's
Mad
obviously
Max is an anti-hero. Well,
he was called it because he was an aggressive driver.
yeah.
But he has definitely calmed down now. He's definitely not so aggressive. I still think it's a really cool nickname for him to have.
Yeah, I
Of
like
Mad
it.
Max, the Dutch Lion as well, which is because he is Dutch and the whole lion thing.
What lion thing?
His symbol, it's like a lion on the prowl.
Oh, cool.
Um, who else do we have that has Logan Sargent with "What the fuck is a kilometer?" or Freedom Boy? That's just American. It's because he's American. Um, Hulkenberg is the Hulk.
Hulkenberg. Danny Rick's got a few.
Danny Rick's got Honey Badger. I think that's just always been Honey
Danny
Badger.
Rick is kind of a nickname in itself.
Yeah, I guess so. Handsomest man on the planet. I think that one came from him though. I agree with it though. Actually, one of the handsomest men on the planet, if we're being honest. Because Carlos Sainz and Lando Norris still exist. Sorry, I have to agree. I feel like I'm forgetting some nicknames. Yeah, I feel like I'm forgetting, but I can't remember them right now. So I guess we can always come back to that. Speaking of no Riz Lando Norris, something else that just popped into my mind while we are talking about this is there is a UK, like I don't know what you would call it, but it's a thing called Chicken Shop Date. And it's basically this lovely girl who, I think her name's Amelia or something like that. She goes on these really, really awkward dates with celebrities. And they take place in a chicken shop, and she just asks like weird, unhinged questions. Like the premises of it is that it's supposed to be the most awkward, uncomfortable first date you've ever been on in a chicken shop.
Oh yeah, chicken shops are pretty awkward place for a first date,
especially in the UK.
Yeah.
So it has come out this week that Lando was on it. Yeah. Yeah.
I would think I would be too uncomfortable to watch that personally.
I was worried about watching it because obviously, being a favorite driver, I was like, oh no, how is this going to go? His fan base is going to grow even more because people are going to see how pretty this man is. And, it's over for us, ladies and gentlemen of the LN4 Nation. It's over. It's not over for us because if you've seen the video, I think anyone that watches it and doesn't know Lando's personality is going to think that is the most awkward man you've ever met. And no Riz is for reals. I thought it was quite endearing and funny. He's so awkward. He's so shy. She absolutely roasts the hell out of him for his no wins. There was a joke about him living in Monaco, and like how he can oversee the track, right? And then, they're saying how he can just walk to the race weekend when it's in Monaco. And he goes, yeah, I basically wake up 5 minutes before the race. And without even a second thought, she goes, maybe that's why you haven't won.
Oh, yeah.
Violation, chat.
That's a little harsh.
It was such a good call, though. It was a good call. Though, yeah. She did well with that one. I do have to say, as uncomfortable as that video was to watch, it was also very endearing and very hilarious. And I enjoyed it. We got some good moments out of there. Apparently Lando has never been the little spoon. Never been the little spoon?
Small.
He's just... Go ahead and get in the pocket if your ass want to be pocket sized. Again.
In my standards, he's small, but that's because I'm not small.
Yeah, we went over this today of you're taller than him. And that is insane to me because I'm very, very much shorter than him. You don't see this, ladies and gentlemen, the way we sit here.
She's 5'2", I'm 5'9", so
I have a long torso. She's also sitting
in
the hole.
I'm in the crack in the couch. So
prior to filming this today,
don't say it.
Prior to filming this today, I had to fix the hole in the couch for her.
Because I was falling into it.
Because you refuse to sit anywhere but the hole.
Well, where else? If I sit over there, I'm not going to be in the camera, am I?
I can. We've been over this. I can move the camera, ladies and gentlemen.
Well, we've already
She's
established
just
this.
sat. Okay. Again, before we did this, while I was finishing getting ready, I let her play F123. I brought my little racing sim out here. Before I had even set her up in it, she's trying to get situated in the hole.
I was not. I was stuck in the hole trying to get out of it so I could sit on the actual couch. Like if I get up, I'm like out of the hole now. No, I'm still in it, but I'm mostly out of it.
We still look the same height.
We do,
I'm all
don't we?
torso. We went over this before. I'm all torso. I'm all torso, no leg. So when I sit here, I look the normal height of a human being. You see me standing in public though. That is a gremlin.
She's like up there, like here. It's cute. I can rest my chin comfortably on her head
Violation, chat.
while she's standing.
Violation.
Just.
Here's the thing,
exposing.
right? At least if I met Max Futrell, he'd feel tall for once.
That's
my little three apples tall best
Yuki
man.
would even feel tall around you. So
Yuki would just be taller than me. But like again, finally there'd be someone shorter than him. So
yeah.
V-Cup, if you want a confidence coach for Yuki, I'm available.
Yeah. I don't think he needs a confidence coach, to be honest. I think
Any teams, if you need an ego destroyer for your drivers, I'm also available.
Yeah, you could do that. Well, you could destroy anyone's ego. Wouldn't even need to try.
We're best friends, ladies and gentlemen, I promise.
Well, if you're allowed to bully me, I can bully you.
What did we say before that I was like, you finally get a minute today that you're allowed to bully me because you witnessed something?
And I said I would forget.
What was that for?
I forgot. It was probably you crying, saying something, I don't know, crying multiple times today.
Was it me absolutely sobbing in tears about the Carlando podium?
I think so.
Oh, there was something else.
I don't know. I forgot, honestly. I have the memory of a banana. I would say goldfish, but they actually have pretty good memories. So.
Okay. Anyway, there's another thing that I have not done yet today. I feel like I need to pull this up. Hold on.
I dreamed.
All right, back to what I was saying. Ladies and gentlemen, it's time.
Sorry, I forgot we were filming for a second.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, it is time for that time of the episode where I get
my god, no. Jesus Christ.
I'm going to start a whole...
He does nothing.
PowerPoint presentation about Arthur Leclerc.
He just exists.
I'm not going to swear at you. No, I'm going to swear at you. Fuck you. He did do something this week.
Oh, did he?
News has come out this week. It's finally been properly announced. Arthur Leclerc will be racing in GT3 with Scuderia Baldini. Thank you, Arthur Leclerc.
I don't understand what any of that is, but
thank you, Arthur Leclerc. I'm gonna support you. I'm dead serious about this. Every week, every episode, there will be a minute where I get to talk about Arthur Leclerc. He might not be in the circuit anymore, but he is still one of my favorite drivers out there. And honestly, do you blame me? Do you blame me?
You would worship his shit.
Oh no.
You would.
I'm not into that. Ew.
Are you sure?
Next week I may be presenting an entire PowerPoint presentation about Arthur Leclerc just to annoy G. You ready for that?
No. I'm gonna delete your PowerPoint so you can't. I love the ring light on his face.
Hold on, we gotta get him like centered.
Perfect. He's got a halo now.
Oh, yeah. Oh my
Little angel.
god. In the heart of angels.
Please don't sing. Please don't sing.
I would also just like to formally show everyone my lovely smooth operator sticker. There's also a little
Cute.
"Hi, my name is Lando" one from his first race.
And the little helmet.
Yes, the back of it does have Lando's 2024 helmet and the Fuck 'em all Daniel Ricciardo applique. Thank you for coming. You know what one I'm still waiting on? And I'm hoping it's in my letterbox this week. Otherwise, Ozpost have sent it to the wrong place, and that's annoying. I have a little McLaren Care Bear sticker as well.
Really? Oh, that's so cute.
It's a little orange Care Bear with the McLaren speed mark on its belly. Oh, adorable.
That's really cute.
Adorable. Other than that, I don't think we have anything else to talk about today. We've been rambling long enough. I got my minute about Arthur Leclerc. Charles Leclerc, if you could give me your therapist details, that would be wonderful. Alpine, sorry for the sinkhole.
Sinkhole.
And at the end of the day, happy OzGP weekend.
Yay!
We had
a good weekend.
The best home race we could have asked for. And next year, we'll be there.
We'll be there.
We'll be there.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going on my little hot girl walks because next year my goal is to do a lap of the OzGP circuit before it gets fully shut down to the public. That's my personal goal.
Can you just walk it, or do you have to run it?
I can walk it, but I also want to do a lap running it.
I don't like running. So.
Either do I, but I'm going to force myself to do it. That's my
Even if it
goal.
breaks your knees.
I was told how to wrap them properly finally. So we'll see how that goes. My little floaty knees. Anyway, thank you. For I guess tuning in to watching us ramble again. Watching me talk about Lando Norris. My favorite topic in the world. Lando Norris, the driver he is, the man that he is. Max Futrell, the man that you are. Oh god, yeah, he shaved. He's a boy again. Max Futrell, the man that you are. Deserves all the love in the world. But yeah, thank you for tuning in again.
And we'll see you in
2 weeks.
2 weeks?
2 weeks.
We'll see you in 2 weeks.
For the Suzuka GP. Do you want to do your little thing again?
Okay.
What?
Bye.
Do you have anything you want to say about the Williams situation this week?
Yeah.
And what about okay, yeah. Oh, I feel the same about Carlos Sainz. Thank you. Anything you'd like to say about Carlos Sainz's victory? Oh.
You're proud of him too? Oh my, yeah. It was a very, very good win.
And Lando on podium? Oh, she had hard eyes for that one.
You happy like your mama? Yeah, you're happy like your mama, aren't you? Oh, you look so eepy. You're so eepy. Oh no, you're so wicked. You're so
So many hot takes today.
Lots of thoughts going on in that little brain.
Thank you. She's just.
Why are you staring at me, girl? Why are you so obsessed with me?
That's stinky breath. All right, say goodnight, Ghost.
Good night.
Goodbye. How you want to start it? How you want to start it today, huh?
Wakarimasen.
What was that? seagull wheeze again. I can't. Leclerc.
You start.
Leclerc. Leclerc.
Leclerc. That is Leclerc.
Oh no. Right. Welcome. I can't.